Okay, news coming in right now. Images on your screens of that meeting that Prime Minister Narendra Modi held with Ukrainian President Zelensky. Volodymyr Zelensky and Prime Minister Modi met on the sidelines of the G7 summit in Hiroshima. That's a big development that we're reporting to you at the moment as far as Prime Minister Modi's visit to Hiroshima for the G7 summit is concerned. Remember, he has been having bilateral engagements with other top leaders who in fact are at the G7 summit. But those images of a very important conversation that Prime Minister Modi had with President Volodymyr Zelensky as the Ukraine-Russia war is over a year now since it started. Extremely crucial given that India has played a very important role in having conversation with both sides, with the Russian side, with the Ukrainian side as well. Not the first time that the Prime Minister has in fact engaged with President Zelensky, but this is extremely crucial. Both leaders there on your screens, those pictures exclusively in fact first on India Today that we're bringing to you from Hiroshima in Japan. Our Foreign Affairs editor Geeta Mohan is joining us over the phone lines right now. Geeta, an extremely crucial in-person conversation that Prime Minister Modi and President Zelensky had.
Absolutely. The visuals have come in and the conversation, details of the conversation still awaited. But suffice to say that this is going to be a very important critical meeting when it comes to Ukraine, particularly, Bollywood, because owing to the Russia-Ukraine war, Ukraine has been has really been struggling in ensuring that they sustain and they manage to keep the lands and the areas that have not been captured by Russia. Having said that, India's position is very clear. Although we know that G7 inviting Zelensky, taking a position, the communique is very clear with their position on Ukraine, and that they will continue to support it for all time to come till the time Russia stops its aggression against Ukraine. Having said that, Ukraine in all probability and President Zelensky in his meeting would try to emphasize the need and importance for, if not cutting ties with Russia, for India to support the sovereignty of Ukraine. The fact that areas have been captured, that sovereignty issue is something that that the Ukrainian president will certainly be raising, and might seek some sort of a conversation or engagement where things could move forward, because India is very uniquely positioned, Polemy, when it comes to Russia and Ukraine. Not a single G7 nation has ties with Russia like India does. In fact, most of them do not and have broken ties and are making an effort to isolate Russia. But India is in that unique position, and Zelensky and Ukraine at this point in time, in all probability, trying to optimize that, leverage that to see whether if there can be some peace. Talking about official position or an official moderator certainly might not be a part of that conversation, but yes, for somebody who can play a key role in bringing down temperatures that we see when it comes to the war and the spring offensive that both sides have spoken about. Also, it is in Hiroshima where all countries, all leaders are talking about nuclear disarmament at a time when Zelensky has been raising the issue of a nuclear threat.
Okay, we also are getting images. We'll bring you the other image as well, viewers, of that discussion that took place where you can see Prime Minister Modi sitting across the table from President Zelensky. Also, you see in those pictures NSA Ajit Doval as well, where of course we can see that there is a conversation that happened. There were those who were present in that room, at least 4 individuals from each side, in fact, who were present in the room. Again, what is India likely to stress upon, Geeta, in this conversation?
For India, whether it is the working sessions of the G7 or for that matter right now when a very important meeting is taking place, India's role and India's message is very clear. But this is certainly not an era of war, that India does not support any war and between two countries, and a peace would certainly be a message. But it would also be there certainly could be, there is no confirmation yet, but in the conversations that we've had in the past on coming to the negotiating table, and the diplomacy and dialogue is the only way forward. for Zelensky right now, Pauline, negotiations are off the table after Russia captured territories beyond the Donbass. In fact, even Donbass was an unacceptable feature, but the fact that the other areas of Zaporizhia, Kherson, parts of Mykolaiv are still under Russian control is absolutely unacceptable. So going to the negotiating table for Zelensky has become, for now, a sort of a real issue. And the Indian side will certainly stress upon and emphasize that there is no other option but diplomacy, that this war is not sustainable and in many ways not winnable. Whether if they win or withdraw, will Russia withdraw from the captured territories? Big question.